visionary that I chose for this presentation was James Gosling. Gosling was born May 19th, 1955, near Calgary in Alberta, Canada. His current residence is in the United States, but his nationality is Canadian. Gosling's alma mater is Carnegie Mellon University and the University of Calgary. His occupation is that of a computer scientist, but his employer currently is unemployed. He's most known for his Java programming language. Gosling earned his Bachelor's of Science in Computer Science from the University of Calgary. He earned his doctorate in computer science from Carnegie Mellon University. His doctoral thesis is entitled The Algebraic Manipulation of Constraints. Some of his experience and contributions are that he worked for Sun Microsystems from 1984 to 2010 and just recently quit after Oracle bought them out this year. When asked why he resigned from Oracle, he said that anything he could say honestly and accurately would do more harm than good. Gosling is known as being the father of the Java programming language and also the inventor. He also co-wrote the bundle program, which is used in Unix. Some other software that he helped out with was News and the Gosling Emacs. Some of his awards and honors: he was inducted into the United States National Academy of Engineering, and he was made an Officer of the Order of Canada, which is the highest civilian honor that you can achieve in Canada. Some of his books and writings: most of these he wrote with the Java team or a person or two from the Java team. The first one is the Java programming language in its various editions. These would probably mostly be used as textbooks and different Java courses in colleges and high schools and things like that. The Java Application Programming Interface and its various editions, and the Java language specification and the various editions there as well. Next, here I have some Java code examples. This would have been used in a basic text editor. As you can see, it colors the classes in blue. So you have a private and public classes laying there. Public class means that you can use the class throughout your whole project, while private means that you have to stay within the boundaries of where they used it. Here you see int, which is number. It also says num rules. Usually use different names that would be easily remind you of what it was. So num rules is int for number. As you can see, this probably looks really foreign to most people, but if you have, and here's a basic if statements, and you're just your different identifiers. Things I can't really get into because no one would know what I was talking about. Here's some more examples. This would probably be an older Java, some older Java code. If you look at it, you see the different partition lists, which would be probably in the early 90s when that would have been used. See, if you see, this is a lot more strict than this other one here. This is just like saying private static, and you have some actual names, whereas if you look down here, this is all just basic hardline code. And that is all I have for James Gosling. You can check out more of his stuff on his weblog, where he usually rants and raves about Oracle now and Java success, so you can check him out there.
Java as a language is actually pretty easy, compared to other languages. Learning software development in general is a fairly daunting task. There's a lot of stuff that's sort of around and above the language. Java is actually particularly easy and straightforward to teach as a first programming language. There are a lot of books about it. There are a lot of interesting tools. There are things like the BlueJ programming environment that comes along with a textbook. It's really a great way to learn Java. And when I watch people go through the sort of learning Java process, if there are people who have never done any programming before, it's actually pretty easy. The hard nut for most people is, understanding what object-oriented programming is all about. And it's pretty easy to explain object-oriented programming to people who've never programmed before, because it's kind of like dealing with objects in the world around you. But if people have already learned how to program COBOL, it's kind of strange, and they're, in their head they're trying to map COBOL on Java, and that can be hard. But in general, it's pretty easy to learn.